Good morning or afternoon, everybody. Cut this, my goodness, mantras off for a second. So good morning. Today's Wednesday, day 3 of the Oracle, 7-day Oracle readings that I'm doing. How's everybody? Did everybody get through the full moon yesterday? So this is day 3 of the 7-day Oracle readings that I'm doing. The theme is surviving the shift. So again, every day for the next 7 days, I am just providing some insight as to what is happening during, our collective consciousness. So a lot of people don't realize that you can pull cards. Good morning from Compton. That's what's up. I used to live in Long Beach. I went to Cal State Long Beach, so that's what's up. So good morning to you. But yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that you can do readings from a collective aspect. A lot of people think you can only do readings for individual people, which I mean, you can, or families or couples, but you can definitely read for the collective consciousness because we are all one. So if you can pull from information from one source, and you can pretty much pull the information from the collective. So that's what I'm doing. For the next 7 days leading up to Mercury retrograde, which is on Monday. So Sunday will be the last day that I will be doing the 7-day readings. Sorry, I dropped some of my cards. Let me go ahead and shuffle them again. The other day I had sage. Today I have some copal burning. So I love copal. Copal's one of my favorite things to burn. Sometimes I like to take a break from sage. Interesting. Cards don't want to shuffle. It means I probably need to ground myself. There we go. Alright. What is going on today? Okay. All right. So the first card that was pulled is the Four of Swords. And there's been a lot of sword energy, which makes sense. Swords represents the air element, which is tied to our third eye, perception, our logical thinking, how we process things or how we process our experiences. But it's also a element that is tied to communication, which makes sense again because Mercury, we're in its shadow period. It is going into retrograde on Monday. So expect a lot of issues with just overall communication. So that's kind of been the theme, except the last 2 days I did the cards, it was confusion in response to like our emotions. But now the confusion is just our communication and just our overall thinking. So this particular affirmation is, I am confusion. So this is the energy that we're all in right now. Not being sure, just kind of confusion. Not to say that things aren't clear, because things are clear. However, we are, hold on just a moment. I had to disappear for a second because we have our maintenance people coming in to fix parts of the house when I'm in the middle of this broadcast. I kind of had to do like a 1 second just so we can make sure that they get taken care of and I'm not interrupting the flow. So basically, we are confused even though we have pretty much everything in front of us as far as what's there. So the confusion is more so us not seeing it, but it's not so much, not because we don't have all the information. All the information is in front of us. So that is the energy that we are currently in right now. the next card. Okay, so we have some, and there goes our maintenance man. All right, so I'm going to continue with the reading, and while we get that handled, should I go in the other room? I think I'm going to move. I think it'll be better if I move. So, just kind of some unexpected things going on. So I apologize for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this in my office. So give me a second while I move the cards and get everything going. Plus the lighting in here is better. So my bad, y'all. All right, y'all, my bad. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So making sure that all the cards remain in order. All right. So just to recap, we have the Four of Swords. Now the next card that got pulled is the Two of Pentacles. It's interesting because this is the first time we've had Pentacles show up this week. Pentacles is earth element, which is tied to our mundane things, our resources, finances, money, just all things tangible. Twos represent balance or harmony, or lack thereof, depending on how the card is positioned. In this case, it's right side up. So typically with the Two of Pentacles, this represents juggling our resources. The affirmation for this one is I am magnetism. So what's happening is we are in a state of drawing the things that we want, drawing to us our desires, we magnetizing our desires to us on the tangible things, money, resources, job opportunities, if we need a car, if we need a place to stay, just physical things. It's interesting because, and it makes sense because we are coming out of the full moon, which was yesterday. So hopefully for those of you who do any type of moon rituals, you really completely took advantage of the full moon yesterday, because it's during the full moon that we do the things, we call the things to us that we want. So what this is saying and showing that is that we're still in that energy. Okay, so but there's a certain level of caution because we are in a space of magnetism, but yet there is some confusion going on. So that means that we need to be very, very intentional with the things that we are drawing to us and be very present to that, because we could potentially draw to us some things that we don't necessarily want. Okay? So the next card that is pulled, interesting, is the World. This card is reversed though. The World is part of the major arcana, which this represents some planetary things that are going on. The affirmation for this is I am master of free will. However, it's reversed. Now the World in the traditional deck is representative of completion of cycles. So what we're being presented with is a ending of sorts, which makes sense because we're transitioning into a new year, 2017, which is a 10-year, which represents new creations. And again, I've stated a few times in a few of these broadcasts that we are, this is the time for us to really clear out some things that we need to clear out, right? And what makes this very significant is that there's going to be a lot of major upsets that are going to be occurring in 2017. Drastic changes, drastic transitions. There's going to be the birthing and creation of some very, very new things that a lot of us won't be ready for. So what that means is that in order for us to prepare for it, we really need to clear our old shit, because when we go into 2017, we're going to be faced with some new stuff that if we're not open to it, if we don't clear out our gardens and get rid of the weeds, so to speak, metaphorically, we're not going to know what to do with. So the fact that the world is reversed just represents some things that still need to be cleared out, that we may not either see or that we may not be taking seriously. So the fact that it's opposite of the Two of Pentacles also represents that we may be drawing to us old patterns, old people, old situations, right? Which is causing that level of confusion as well. So these are all things to kind of look at today. You know, pay attention to your patterns. This is actually a residual from yesterday when we talked about the Moon card and how that represents repeated patterns of behavior. So those repeated patterns represent our own inner reflections, and then the things that we draw to us represent our outer reflections, right? So pay attention to who's coming to you today. Pay attention to who's calling you. Pay attention to who's hitting you up on your social media. Pay attention to how you're responding to those around you. Are these new things? Are these new opportunities? Are these representing of new prospects because things have been cleared out and now you're starting fresh? Or are these echoes of old stuff? Okay, so the next card we have, oh, this is the second time in the last couple days this card has come up. This card came up yesterday. Oh wow, okay, so we have some people who are resonating with this. Good, yeah. Give thanks. So this card, it's the Queen of Swords. This came up again yesterday in the same exact position, right? So this is still a theme from yesterday as well as being spilled over into today. The Queen of Swords represents a woman or feminine energy that is very clear, that's very logical, that's very powerful, very intelligent, makes very clear decisions, not on emotion, but on what's practical, very pragmatic, right? However, again, this card is reversed. So this is... the universe is asking us to draw our attention to this energy because it's, again, second day in a row, same card, same position, reversed again. So the universe is asking us to look at our perception and to take a step back and ask ourselves, are we making decisions from a place of clarity, or are we making decisions from a place of clouded emotions? So with the Queen of Swords, what we want to do is we want to remove ourselves just enough to be able to observe what's happening objectively, but we don't want to remove ourselves so much that we're just completely detached, right? So that's the other aspect of it too. Ask yourself, are you detached from what is going on, which again plays into the world reversed and the stuff that still need to be cleared out. That's, that repeated patterns, people, situations that still need to be looked at, and also what we're attracting to us. So if you see that you're continuing to attract the same negative stuff no matter what you do, then you may need to pull yourself away a little bit and detach. And not detached. You may want to be objective and then review what's going on around you. Or ask yourself, am I really paying attention? Am I awake? Am I listening? Am I too detached? So see where you're placed. Really look at where you've placed yourself in your own life and how you view and how you review your own life. Okay? Last card. Okay, this is interesting. This is another card that came up yesterday in the same spot, in the same position. Okay, so this is another theme that is that we need to be asking, the universe is asking us to take a look at, which is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. The Ace of Pentacles, any aces always represent the foundation. The number one represents creation and foundation, like the start of something. So whatever that particular suit is, in this case it's case it's Pentacles, which is Earth. It represents the start of, or the beginning of, that particular theme, which is resources, money, tangible things that we are creating and bringing into our life. The affirmation for this one is, I am action and confirmation, but it's reversed. So here's what's happening, because it's completely it's the same position and it's opposite of the Queen of Swords reverse. So and then it's in the middle. What's in the middle between the two is confusion. So what this is suggesting is that we are not in the middle ground of where we need to be in order to process our experiences, and it's leaving us in a space of not being sure, or a space of doubt, and then you're not able to confirm what you need to do, which means there's no action. And that's okay, because right now we're not supposed to be taking any action on anything anyway. So if you feel like you're stuck and yet you need to be doing something, no, you're fine. This is the time that you need to sort this out. This is winter time, conservationist period. We are hibernating. We're not supposed to be taking action on anything really until the summer. So this is really the time to go within and to reflect, right? So what also suggests is that the things that you may be attracting to you aren't really for you right now. So and you may know this, but you're not admitting it. Okay, so that's the theme for today. We're just kind of sitting in this overall haze of confusion. Again, take a look at where you stand when it comes to your own life, and then ask yourself, am I too far in it, or am I too detached? Once you figure out where you've placed yourself, then you will have a better idea or a better clarity on how to process your experiences. Take a look at what you're drawing to you, who you're attracting, what you're attracting, the experiences you're attracting, and really sit with everything you're experiencing today, because it's not necessary for you to take action. It's just necessary for you to observe. All right. So again, we have about 4 more days of the reading. So hopefully you enjoyed this and you got some benefit from it. I will be, again, every day until Sunday, same time, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock West Coast time. Now I had some people hitting me up outside of Periscope, just, requesting that I do this every day, all the time, or, once a week. I will be initiating that, and I will be posting videos up on my website, which is bethevibe.com. I'll be initiating that probably starting in January. And so it would be for any of those of you who are, interested in just continuing on with the readings that I do, you can check out my website, and the spelling is in my bio, my Periscope bio. You can visit that. I do individual readings. I'm available for that. I do them locally or long distance. So if anyone is interested in having a personal reading, hit me up. therapeuticvibrations@gmail.com, or you can actually go through my website and book me, or look at testimonies, ask any questions, get information about all my services. I really recommend personal readings right now, because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of clarity that needs to happen before we go into the new year. So if you're even thinking about it or questioning whether you need a reading or not, that probably means you do. Okay, so I will see you at the same time tomorrow. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me outside of this platform. I'm definitely available to you all outside of social media. Again, you can hit me up on my website, or you can email me. Yes, if you feel like you need a reading, I definitely encourage that. So peace, have a beautiful day, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.